Hey everyone, welcome to Big Bang News, ****. Now, recently, a pretty interesting development happened between the US, Iran, and Pakistan. The US Secretary of State, basically their foreign minister, Marco Rubio, made a direct phone call to Pakistan. And what he specifically told them was crystal clear: under no circumstances will the United States tolerate Iran acquiring nuclear weapons. Now think about the timing of this. The US making this call to Pakistan, obviously, it's making headlines everywhere. Not just in India, but globally. Israeli, American, and other international outlets are all covering this, because this isn't some casual diplomatic chat. The US is seriously concerned that Iran could potentially develop or even already possess enriched uranium that could be used for nuclear weapons. In fact, the New York Times recently ran an article titled "The Fate of Iran's Enriched Uranium," and it's raising a lot of questions. Some geopolitical analysts believe Iran may have hidden this enriched uranium somewhere, possibly inside Pakistan, with the help of certain groups. Maybe the Pakistani government knows, maybe they don't. But one possibility is that this uranium, capable of building a nuclear bomb, is hidden somewhere along the Pakistan-Iran border, maybe in Balochistan, and nobody really knows about it. The total amount of enriched uranium in question? 880 pounds. And it's enriched to 60%. Now, let me break this down simply for you. Uranium can be used for two main things. 1. It can be used in nuclear power plants to generate electricity, powering cities. 2. Or, it can be used to make bombs. There are two key isotopes of uranium. U-238, which is basically useless for bombs. U-235, which is super rare, only about 0.7% of natural uranium. But that's the stuff you need to make a nuclear bomb. To build a bomb, you need uranium enriched to 90% purity, and that's not easy. It takes months, even years, using centrifuges to purify uranium to that level. But here's the thing: once uranium is enriched to 60%, getting it to 90% takes way less time and effort. You could say 60% means the hard part is already done. That's why the US is nervous. They're worried that Iran, having already enriched uranium to 60%, may have hidden it somewhere, and with just a little more enrichment, they could suddenly carry out a nuclear test. And if that happens, things could spiral out of control fast. Even former President Trump recently warned at the NATO summit that the Iran-Israel conflict could reignite anytime, and it could be more violent than ever. That's why you're seeing constant calls from the US to Pakistan. Check Arab News, they're literally running headlines saying, U.S, Pakistan agree to work together to promote peace in the Middle East. But look closer, buried in that article, it clearly states that Secretary of State Marco Rubio flat-out told Pakistan, Iran must never acquire nuclear weapons. But stop and think logically for a second: why is the US telling Pakistan this? The issue is with Iran, right? Well, the concern is, just like how Osama bin Laden was hiding out in Pakistan for years, what if something similar is happening now? What if Iran's enriched uranium is stashed somewhere inside Pakistan? Israeli intelligence agency Mossad is reportedly hunting for this uranium, but if it's sitting safely across the border inside Pakistan, that's a whole different ball game. And let me be honest, if Israel publicly announces tomorrow that they believe Iran's uranium is hidden near the Iran-Pakistan border, or even inside Balochistan, I guarantee you, the US will punish Pakistan hard. Now, you might be wondering, come on, would Pakistan really secretly help Iran with its nuclear program? Let me tell you, history repeats itself, especially in geopolitics. If you want to predict the future, look at a country's past, and Pakistan's track record speaks for itself. I'm showing you an article from The Guardian, 2003, along with reports from CNBC, The Washington Post, and others, all confirming that Pakistan admitted to giving Iran key nuclear technology. That tech allowed Iran to enrich uranium, and it was provided by none other than A.Q. Khan, Pakistan's so-called father of the nuclear bomb. Of course, AQ Khan was put under house arrest eventually, and the US expressed outrage, but they couldn't do much, because at the time, they needed Pakistan's help with military operations in Afghanistan. But folks, the seeds for Iran's nuclear capabilities were planted by Pakistan, and that's a documented fact. Look up the New York Times, 2004, where the CIA confirmed that Pakistan's nuclear trafficking network gave significant assistance to Iran's nuclear program. The amount of leeway Pakistan has gotten over the years is insane. Osama bin Laden, hiding in Pakistan. The roots of Iran's nuclear program? Pakistan. Yet the US keeps tolerating Pakistan. Why? It's simple geopolitics. The US and its allies know, the moment Pakistan is weakened, India becomes way more dominant in the region, and that could be a bigger headache for them strategically. That's why Pakistan gets away with so much. And that's why Marco Rubio's phone call to Pakistan's Prime Minister isn't just some polite diplomatic chat. It's a warning: don't repeat history. Don't make the same mistakes. To be honest, even the US itself seems confused right now. CNN recently reported that the US is considering giving Iran back $30 billion in return for written, verified assurances that they won't pursue nuclear weapons. But honestly, when the US tries to play clever, the world gets nervous. And when they play naive, they start handing out billions like candy. So, yeah, this whole situation is heating up fast. And let me tell you, if Iran suddenly carries out a nuclear test and declares itself a nuclear state, all eyes will turn to Pakistan. People will question, what role did Pakistan play in all of this? We're going to see a lot of developments on this story soon. I'll keep bringing you the latest updates. Thank you for watching Big Bang News. See you soon.